let's start the show. All right, good evening and welcome. We're here again. It's another Health and Wellbeing Cafe. We're sharing happiness habits. I'm absolutely delighted to be here with you. Amazing women who are on the live call. And for anyone who will be watching the replay, then enjoy information. I'm so happy that you are here. Please come in. You should be in your favorite seat in the house. So nice and comfortable. And just a little bit of etiquette. It is being recorded. So if you're not comfortable with your image being shown on the screen, please switch your video off. Please keep your microphone on mute, but there will be time for questions and answers. And you can also use the chat function. And we'll be on the line till about 9:30. Maybe a bit smaller because we're shorter because we're a smaller group tonight, but we'll see. All right, so I always ask this question. Susan, you've not been here for 3 months, so come on. Tell us what's brought you back, my dear. Love to see you.
Oh, to see you again. It's a regular date. And see who else turns up.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we do have Julie with us, who is here for the first time. Julie, you're very welcome here. Is there anything on that list that you can connect with, or is there something else where what you're expecting to hear tonight? Oh, we haven't got Julie. She's still there, but she's still muted. Okay, and we have our wonderful guest speaker with us as well. So, expectations, Jurga, what do you want to get out of the evening?
Well, interestingly, the word that springs out to me is the curiosity, because I've been talking about curiosity today a lot.
Oh.
With kind of sort of discussions about how I noticed the difference of different levels of curiosity in people. Like even with my kids, they don't seem to be as curious as I am, even at my age.
Okay.
So I'm always curious. I'm curious to meet new people. I'm curious to hear something new. I think it's nice to finish every day thinking, what new have I learned today?
I love that as well. I absolutely love that. I think Julie's back with us. We were just asking about your expectations, my dear. We can't hear you, lovely woman. One sec. Okay, I think she's put something in the chat. Okay, yeah, you are here, my dear.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was trying
right.
to mute and my laptop's really, really slow. It just goes in a circle. Oh, it's loading. Yeah, I've just come here. I'm curious. The well-being side of it, that interests me because that's what I do with my baking. It's about well-being and stuff. So yeah.
Excellent. Oh, it's fantastic to have another well-being contributor and expert on the call with us. I love that. And I will be speaking to you about your amazing songs. I'll get you on this call. Okay, so for any of you who don't know who I am, my name's Vanessa-Mary, and I'm a lifestyle coach, supporting women to help you if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling unmotivated, uninspired. I'm very good at literally getting things going again. Not only that, once you get back into a routine, helping you to stay accountable so you can get the results that you're looking for. So welcome everyone on the call. Just a little bit of information about my vision. As I said, I do empower and support women. I've had to update this slide because there's more activity going on. So I do have a group where we're more focused on spiritual journey, self-care, that type of thing. You can see I'm surrounded by not only women but also lovely babies, and those babies, I can tell you that most of them are going to be at least 2, maybe 3 now. But I am in work and in plans to start getting back out in the community and doing more activities with mums, which is obviously very close to my heart, being not only a grandmother but also a mother with a little toddler. And yeah, I'm just finishing off I'm going to call it a health series to simplify things, but I will tell you about that later. I'm going to keep this logo, the 10x rule, at the bottom because I have really stretched myself. Even doing this call every month, it's helped me to really think about my vision and where I want to take my services and hopefully add value to as many women as I can. All right, so this is a time in the evening where we do some reflection. I really like to find out what everybody else has been up to. Last session happened in July. So if there's something that you've been doing for a number of months and you're very proud of that, I'd love to hear about it. So if anybody wants to start us off, just talking about your health highlights for the week, that would be great.
I'll start off if that's okay.
Yeah.
I've started running again, 5K, and I've signed up for a 5K race in November. So I've been training Vanessa-Mary.
This is fantastic. Now, obviously, we know the background. For any of you who's watched this series, and you know, Susan has had this aspiration for a while, but because of the lockdown, things had been cancelled, but you were still in training. So I'm so happy to hear that you have something booked. That's fantastic.
But you know, I went out for a run today, didn't run that far, but it felt really good. You know, the weather was, well, you know, it was kind of warm, a nice wind, and see the trees and the colours changing. It was really uplifting. So that's what I've done.
That's fantastic. Well done,
I'm
Susan.
walking with you and the others.
I know, we've been on a walk together, which has been fantastic because we connected online and we weren't able to meet each other because of the restrictions, but we've been on walks together, so that's been fantastic. In fact, we have oh no, you double booked for a walk this weekend, aren't you?
I'm walking with somebody else.
Yes, yes. But yeah, there is a walk fit plan this weekend. So anybody else, have you got any health highlights that you wanted to share with us, please?
I can say a few words about mine. So ever since I kind of stopped very intensive training last year, about May, June, I think, I embraced more gentle exercise. It's like really learning about the asanas of yoga, and especially the connection with the breath work. So, you know, I've always done stretches, so that's nothing new to me. But doing the exercise is kind of being fully present in the moment, and with the breath work, and especially outdoors, you know, on bare feet, on the ground, on the grass. It's been really beautiful, and as Susan said, you know, even at this time of the year, the trees are changing color, so it's change of scenery is kind of as someone just changed decorations, you know, in your studio, natural decorations. And now, because the sunrises are later, you know, in summer, I'm not an early riser, so in summer I would never catch a sunrise because it's just too early for me. But now it's quite nice, you know, 7:30, the pink skies. So that's what I've been really enjoying, you know, it's 7:30, 8 o'clock, yeah.
That's fantastic. Wow, I love the sound of the pink skies. I will say that the last 2 weeks in particular, Zenta's sleeping patterns have been really erratic, like waking up, I'm not sure what hours of the morning, even though I have plans to actually go to the gym. It has been hit and miss. But what I will say is getting to the evening classes, the evening exercise classes has been consistent. Even this evening, when I was like, oh, I'm doing the event. Oh, I thought, you know what? No, I need to take this time, do the exercise, put my 100% into it. And then obviously I'm going to be energized for the call. So yeah, brilliant. Is there anything in particular that you like, you've been doing, Julie, that you wanted to share?
Well, no, I was mid-typing a thing in the chat, but my laptop's completely crashed, so I'm on my phone. Well, I'm 5 or 6 months pregnant at the moment, so I'm feeling a bit like, you know, I can't sit down for long, so I will go off camera so I can walk around. But no, just getting outside, I suppose, and walking the dogs, but I don't go far at the moment.
Well, congratulations, my dear, because I've not been on the networking calls where I'd normally see you. So
no, I haven't actually. I've not been on anything for a while.
Oh, well, congratulations. That's beautiful news. But, you know, again, I know it's 2.5 years ago now, but even during my pregnancy, I was still kickboxing.
Oh my God.
Oh yes, I was still doing the kickboxing. The only thing was, my instructor, she was so cute, because she would say to the little, you know, the younger ones, you have to be really gentle with Vanessa. If I see anybody, do you know what I mean? She was so protective. But no, I did the kickboxing, but obviously I didn't do any kicks to the abdominal area.
Oh my gosh. Some women run marathons, don't they?
No, I didn't go that far.
I want to go swimming. My plan is to go swimming next week with my older boy, because he likes lane swimming, and that'll help. But what was I going to say? Yeah, I'm just tired and achy, so.
Oh well.
And I want to do belly dancing. I keep trying to find. There is a lady who does belly dancing, which is meant to be good for childbirth, and I did it years ago. I honestly haven't had time to. You know
what? Leave that with me, Julie, because I've spoken to someone quite recently that has done belly dancing. Now, I cannot recall if they're local to us or they may be in a different city. At the moment, my mind's gone blank, but it'll come through and I'll send you a message. But well done. Okay, so I don't know if we've touched on this, but obviously we've got November coming through. Is there anything, Susan, are you just going to be staying focused on training, ready for your 5K? Jurga, is there anything in particular that you really wanting to say, you know, in November, I'm going to focus on this? Or
well, funny enough, I'll tell you, my November will be focused on chiropractic appointments. Because finally, after about 2 decades, I got around to going to chiropractor to look at my instability in the pelvis area, and that's due to the twin pregnancy and stuff. So finally, I'm getting ground to it.
Oh, well, that sounds great. Let me know how you get on with that, because don't they say that actually we should all have that type of assessment done because of childbirth as well, that we go out of alignment?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is what I wished. I went today and I came out and I thought, goodness me, if somebody would have advised me to do this even 15 years ago, I would have saved myself, you know, fair bit of hassle. Because aches and pains are kind of, well, never mind, you know, and if you dismiss them until you get to a certain age and you think, oh, well, I can't dismiss that any longer, really.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Wow. Okay, well, good luck with that. That sounds exciting. I mean, for myself, I'm just going to try and get to the gym. Like I said, the exercise classes aren't a problem, but I really need to be getting back into that lovely routine. And I loved it in the morning rather than going in the evening. So
I was also thinking, like, you've got to get out and get a bit of sunlight or like natural light coming up to winter, because you know, if you're stuck indoors 24/7 from now until spring, it's not going to do you any good.
That is so true. I mean, as I've come out of the exercise class, one of the women passed that remark, because she said that she went to work in the dark this morning. She's come here, it was light, she's done the class, come outside, and it was dark. So I definitely agree, we need vitamin D, and you know, getting outside, getting that sunlight is so important. So thank you for that, Susan. Okie dokie, right, oh yeah, where am I? I might have just skipped something, let me just make sure. No, okay. Oh no, this is where it goes. This is right. This is where it goes terribly. It's not a Health and Wellbeing Cafe without technical issues with Vanessa. It's this laptop, it sticks. Right, okay. Let me share this with you. So part of my vision as well as empowering women is also supporting children. Very passionate about this. As a Herbalife ambassador, I have already done some fundraising for the Herbalife Nutrition Foundation, and I do some I do some fundraising activities for a charity that's based in Nottingham, but they actually do a lot of work in Gambia. So that's something, I'm not doing anything at the moment, but moving forward, I will continue to support both of these charities. All right, so about tonight, we've had a bit of a chat, but I love that because, you know, you're going to be listening to information, but I love the fact that we're all here on this call together and we can share our experiences. So I'm going to do some personal development, just a very short section, hopefully get us all thinking. And then we're going to hear from tonight's wonderful guest contributor, Jurga Proudlove, who is a holistic health, fitness and well-being coach, and she'll be talking to us specifically about plant power. So I'm so excited about that. We had a fantastic interview chat last week. I listened back to that actually sometime this week, and I loved it. I loved it on the night of the recording, but again, listening back, you shared so much wisdom that has been circulated, and I'm sure those who've had a chance to listen have picked up some really good tips. And we'll go into a 5-minute break. When we come back, we're going to look at some transformations. We're going to talk about the health hacks, and it is a health hack I've already covered, but hopefully I'll be giving some new information. We do have a raffle. Now, I don't know if it's eeny, meeny, miny, mo that's going to go off tonight. You know, we'll see. And then I want to tell you about a product that I'm spotlighting this month. Share some dates for your calendar, and if you're still around, those of you on the call, we'll do some networking. All right, so tonight's section is literally going to be focusing on your goals. Okay, I always like to start with a quote. I am going to just move this over because it does distract me somewhat. Okay, so I'd love to start with a quote here. So this one's about achieving a goal is nothing, but getting there is everything. And you know, that's kind of where I am right now. I'm going to be honest. I can't remember who I spoke with, and they said something, and I said no, but I'm enjoying the process. Yeah, even though I don't want to put words out there, but even though there's ups and downs, and if anybody's running their own, you know, little side hustle, or even sometimes in your job or in your home or in your other activities that you may be doing, you will have ups and downs, but it is going with that process and knowing that actually I'm going to make it. All right, so I'm just going to share some thoughts. The title of the talk is What's Stopping You from Achieving Your Goals? And I will be looking at my notes because it's definitely been one of those days and weeks. But what I wanted to ask you is, how often do you review your goals? Very important. And also, are your goals actually written down in a notebook? So many will go through life having ideas, having thoughts, having wishes, but not really taking the time to connect with those ideas on paper. So I have my own formula where I do repetitively write out my short-term, medium, and long-term goals. So I rotate it, okay? And it really helps to focus my mind. Now, another question, what are you saying yes to right now? Because if you're saying yes to things, are these activities, or it might be a commitment of your time, your money, your aspirations, are these actually in line with the goals that you've set for yourself? Because when you say yes to something, you're actually saying no to something else. Now, for myself, this is a great example I want to share. I am getting busier, which is always good. People want to meet with me, people want to discuss things, I'm having consultations, I'm serving the clients that I have. But then I'm noticing that on certain like social media platforms, for those who are just making a new connection with me, they are asking the question, oh, would it be all right for us to schedule like a 20-minute chat? And I don't say no, I will say not right now, because I know that right now I'm very focused on achieving my goal, which I will share with you a bit later on. So I do it in a polite way, whereas, you know, sometimes we may feel that we have to say yes, 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 but no, you've got to be clear, what is it? Where are you heading? And do all these appointments or invitations, do they actually align with where you're going? Now, I've put down self-esteem because this is very important. Your self-esteem is going to have an impact on your, not only the goals that you're setting, you know, this is so true. If you listen to personal development, there's many speakers who will talk about we are setting our goals too small. But you know, I actually thought about that the other day. I had a massive, I always call it a download. Susan was with me just before the call when I spoke about a lot of my inspiration and guidance comes through meditation. Well, I had such a strong guidance that came through the other night, I literally couldn't get to sleep. Like literally, it kept me up, yeah, for about an hour longer than I should have been up. And when I shared this with my daughter, I said to her, I was telling her my vision and what I wanted to do. And I said, Destiny, I'm so happy and grateful because this is me thinking big. So whatever you're thinking right now, you need to think bigger. Okay, this is really serious because this is about really stretching yourself to become the person that you actually are destined to be. Many of us are holding ourselves back because our self-esteem, how we think about ourselves, is actually, it's just too low. Okay, so if you do have a healthy self-esteem, you're going to be positive, not only with yourself, but also others around you. You're going to become an attractive person. We've already spoken about exercise, which is great. If you're someone who's maybe lacking in a bit of confidence, I would definitely recommend exercise, even if you feel that you're actually quite healthy and fit. If you're feeling, you know, a bit not too confident, exercise class is fantastic because you're listening to instructions, you're actually feeling the benefits, you're feeling those changes every time. I mean, oh my gosh, this was so embarrassing. I was doing an exercise last week and I was really struggling. It was an abdominal. I could do it in the kickboxing class, no problem, before Zenta. And last week I was like, oh, this is really bad. You know, what's happening? Anyway, I was there tonight and I smashed it. I was like, yes. But it's that type of thing, you know, every time you do something, you're going to get more confident. So I'll just wrap this up now. Okay, don't let self-doubt hold you back. When we were children, we believed that we could do, be, achieve anything. Yet somewhere along the line, as we turn to adults, the self-doubt creeps in and we begin to question our abilities. I had a dream of being a dancer when I was younger. I never became a dancer. But you know what? That aspiration, I would even say that talent of movement has stayed with me. And all I'm doing now as an older, much older woman is saying, well, actually, that thing, that drive to move and be free with music, it's still there. How can I adapt? How can I bring it into what I'm already doing? Okay, I'm never going to be on Broadway. Well, I could be on Broadway. Still time. But do you know where I'm going with this? Yeah. Go back to your, if you want to use the term inner child, if you want to just think about how you used to feel when you were younger, you know, all those aspirations. It might not be exactly the child version of you, but there is something there. Maybe, you know, good luck if you are actually doing this as an adult. I'm really, really proud of you. But if you're not, I would really check in with that. So finally, challenge your limiting beliefs. Really think about, where did these beliefs come from? Is it something that you heard? Is it connected to your childhood? So was it some kind of what they would call programming? Maybe you'd heard around from your parents, your teachers, your peers. Okay. Really think about limiting beliefs. So these are the beliefs that you're regularly saying to yourself. Okay, really think and watch your words. Words have power. Okay, so just have all of those things in mind. And yeah, final thought, try not to self-sabotage. So if you want to go for something, even if you start small, okay, even if you start small, as we said before, enjoy the process. Commend yourself for every step you do take. Commend yourself every time you do show up, and you will see how things will grow. You just got to keep going. Okay. Right, that's me. And I love that picture, believe in yourself. All right then. Where are we? Okay, so just wanted to quickly share something that I do regularly. It's called the My Happiness Group Coaching and Accountability Club. We do have another session coming up next Thursday, 4th of November. It happens on Zoom. Now, before you can come into the group, you do need to have a clarity call. It's really important because it's all about you setting out where you want to go, and I will put together an action plan for you so that you actually come into the call prepared, and I offer a 14-day complimentary trial. Now, just to share some thoughts of the women who are in the group, I love Susie's quote, bish bash bosh. A session full of growth that I hadn't realized until I talked it through tonight in the session. So, you know, these sessions are very, very revealing. Women are on a journey, and through their recommendation, this month we're actually going to do more what I would call idea storming. So as well as staying accountable to the things that they're already working on, we're actually going to start weaving in opportunities so you can present an idea and have feedback from others in the group, which would hopefully help you to mold those ideas moving forward. Okay, so it's time. She's here. She's wonderful. You know, I love the fact that we've connected, not just online, but we've had that wonderful time in the park, in nature. We had a wonderful chat last week. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Jurga. Would you like slides, or are you just speaking from the heart? How are we doing this?
I'm just speaking, and you know, if people have a piece of paper and pen, just jot something. I just found personally, when you have slides and I'm trying to listen to someone, I get distracted.
No problem. I work the other way, that my memory, I shouldn't say this out loud, but I need the slides to help me to stay on track with the points that I've prepared. Now, what I want to do is, while you're going to be talking, Susan and Julie, raffle is open until 9 o'clock. So I'm going to put that link in. It is a fantastic prize. So hopefully both, or at least one of you, will want to win the raffle. So Jurga, it's over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa, and thank you for inviting me to share my passion, really. It's one of these things that people think they do know about essential oils, and this is what I thought as well, even though my experience up to 2016 was more of pillow spray with lavender in the night, a little bit of tea tree oil in a foot bath or something, and that's about it. Or maybe aromatherapy massage for relaxation. That sort of kind of, I thought I know a lot about essential oils, but actually I didn't. And how I came about to where I am now, using essential oils as my main medicines within a family, was that I was looking for natural alternatives to synthetic, really powerful synthetic drugs for autoimmune illnesses, because I did realize that synthetic drugs are not exactly great for our bodies. They have negative side effects, and long-term use can actually bring up and create more problems than they would be solving. So I'm not medically trained by any means. However, as I said, and I believe that knowledge can come from different sources and not just the mainstream education provided to become a doctor. So anything I share tonight is really for information purposes and sharing my experiences with one particular brand of essential oils. How I hope that people will take some golden nuggets of information away, or at least they will feel very intrigued to do research for themselves, because that's what I say, don't believe anything that I say. Go away and do your own research. So as I mentioned, I was looking for natural alternatives to synthetic mainstream medicines that would not have any negative side effects, however, would just as efficient. Because once I started doing research in essential oils, I came across some very interesting facts. For example, that even though essential oils, people think they're mysterious, they're not. They've been used through civilizations. And yes, mainly they've been used for like ceremonial purposes, but also for medicinal purposes. However, nowadays, the industry, essential oils industry, is not officially regulated. So there are no governing official bodies to supervise and enforce and hold companies accountable for the quality of essential oils provided and sold. And there are different categories of essential oils. So for example, if you take perfume industry, they use a lot of essential oils. However, what they're looking only for scent, nothing else. Now you have another category, which is food grade essential oils, and they can be used in foods. For example, even Coca-Cola uses essential oils. And then you have chocolates made with essential oils. You have Earl Grey tea, which is supposed to have natural bergamot essential oil. However, it says on a packet, even I looked today in a supermarket, bergamot flavoring. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but so that's a food grade. So that's, kind of classified as safe for ingestion oils. Then you have therapeutic grade essential oils, and the top category is medicinal grade essential oils. And what medicinal grade essential oils mean, actually, that they are of consistent minimum potency. So they do act as any over-the-counter or prescription drugs. There's always minimum potency that you know you will always get certain result. Now, results still can differ because we're all unique, and essential oils being natural substances, they are also kind of unique as well. It depends whether plants have been grown, what the weather was in the growing season, when the plants were harvested, for how long they did grow, how quickly the plant material was processed, how it was packaged. And so all these factors influence actually the potency, purity, and efficiency of essential oils. So this is what I was learning back in 2016 when I was doing research. And I did look at different companies, compared the oils, and eventually settled on a brand called doTERRA, which actually from Latin means gifts of the earth, or from earth. And the reasons why I chose that particular company was the ethos that they source the oils in where they grow, where the plants grow indigenously. And therefore they support the farmers that have absolute wealth of knowledge passed from generation to generation about growing those particular plants. So they're not farmed, they're like small holding farming, and all around the world. So that appealed to me. So I knew that if I would buy these oils, I would be supporting those small communities. And for some of these communities, that's the only source of income, actually. And it was guaranteed income. So the company was really looking after those farmers. And they were even rewarding the farmers for the good quality. And then the oils were tested. They were tested to have certain minimum potency and efficiency. So I knew that actually there's more chance, there's no guarantees, but there is more chance that I would get tangible benefits when I use them. And I used them, so I was looking mainly for physical benefits to deal with reducing inflammation in the body, reducing pain, chronic pain, dealing with skin issues, joints, mobility, muscle aches. So these were the first things I was looking at. And then I actually learned a lot about essential oils for mental and emotional health, which is vast area. And then eventually you start using them for also spiritual purposes, as actually they've been used for in every civilization before us, ceremonies and things like that. So I mentioned a few things that you might find really interesting. So the essential oils are, because they're natural, and they can be very efficient and potent. Lots of people tell me, well, I might as well just use herbs, and we're used to that. However, essential oils are much more powerful. So for example, to get the effect of using 1 drop of peppermint essential oil, which is really great for supporting digestive system, it's great for focus. You would need to drink 28 cups of peppermint tea. Now, I don't think anybody could do that. I mean, I drink a lot of herbal tea, but even I don't think I could manage 28 cups of herbal tea in a day. So, for example, peppermint, the ways I would use it, I use before driving because it's great for keeping alert. And it can help with head tension, so headaches. Can help for ladies with hot flushes. Can help kids to keep cool when they have fever. because fever is okay, actually. It's just that give that a sensation of cooling down. So, and it's, you know, they can be used from the cradle to the for older people, because they are natural. There's nothing added to them. There's nothing taken away or kind of messed about. There are safe usage guidance that needs to be observed, and that's a topic that, again, a lot of people kind of not necessarily forget, but again, we've been scared away from natural remedies. They're saying, well, no, you know, they can be dangerous, but there is no really such danger as long as people using them sensibly and respectfully as well. Because yes, plant medicine can be very, very potent, but it's not complicated. Really, nobody needs a university degree to use essential oils in their home. And I personally felt very, very empowered when I started using them, because I had them in my house. So I knew that I can use them in the middle of the night if I need to. I can use them at the weekends if I need to. And I started just with a basic 10 oil list like this. That's what I started with. Gradually you learn, once you realize actually what tangible benefits you can get from them. And the beauty with essential oils is that they are composed of so many chemicals, natural chemicals, that work synergistically, that actually when you use them for one issue, you always get many more benefits attached to them. So for example, you might use an oil or blend for muscle ache, but actually components in that oil, or if you have a blend, and some blends can have like 11 oils in them. Imagine the amount of chemicals in those those blends. They basically just, your body recognizes them because they've come from plants, and they just go into your system, and they do their magic, whether you believe or you don't believe. They just work, and that's the beauty. And that's why I use them. I like them using it because it's such a simple way. All we need to do really just open the bottle, unscrew the top, and enjoy them. And there's different ways of enjoying them. So the simplest one is really just opening the bottle like that and just sticking it in a nose. So this is the wild orange, the abundance oil that we were talking in our little chat. So using aromatically, it's the simplest way, because it goes straight through the nose into olfactory nerve, and olfactory nerve is direct path into the brain. So let's take, for example, for emotional well-being. It's such a quick way. It's a quick way. It's about 20 seconds that it takes from the moment we smell an oil for the molecules of that oil to be found or ready to reach our brain. It's just the same pathway as, for example, it works with the anesthetic, general anesthetic, you know, when you inhale and you just pass out, or any inhalation-based medicines, like for asthma, for example, it's kind of instant. And that's exactly the same with the oils. They obviously can be used in so many ways, whether it's to calm you down, whether you keep you alert or focused, or open the airways. There's some blends. There's a blend called Air Blend, which has got several oils in the blend that helps to keep the airways open. Therefore, we get more oxygen. So I used to use that a lot before exercises in my studio. If anybody would come in and, oh, I'm tired, like, I'm here with the oil, you know, sniff this. And And it's just such a simple way, and it's very, very pleasant as well, because they smell gorgeous. And the way the doTERRA company makes the blends, for example, is not just because the first criteria is not the scent. The first criteria, they say, okay, what benefit do we want this particular blend to give to people? So then they look at chemical components, which is the wheel of like this, for example. So it's just chemical components that classified into different categories, and they have different benefits attached to them. And then they pull certain oils, and then they start mixing them to make sure that the scent is right. So the benefit is at the forefront, and the scent is actually at the end of the process. When majority of, say, perfume industry, you know, they are opposite. They just scent and then not interested in anything else. Never mind the health benefits. So that's a huge difference. That if you want pure therapeutic medicinal benefits, those oils need to have certain way of processing to preserve those active components in them. Otherwise, you get the scent. You can get the scent from synthetic oils, but there's no tangible therapeutic medicinal benefits, because our body doesn't recognize them as such, and they don't work actually. So that's a big difference. And then oils can be used topically, and when we use topically, that's like, again, another area you can use for skin issues or beauty purposes, or for joints mobility, muscles, any skin issues. I've mentioned that. And oils for that purpose are used diluted with a carrier oil. So again, important thing is that carrier oil helps the essential oils actually to stay more localized when you're applying on a certain area, for example, on the joints. Because essential oils are so volatile, they change from liquid into gas really easy. And that's a good quality, because that's how we can smell them. And that's why they work on a factory system. But when we want them to sink into the skin, is much better to dilute with a carrier oil. And carrier oils is like coconut oil, or simple olive oil, or primrose oil, or jojoba oil, or sweet almond oil, anything that kind of would mix with essential oil easier. And that topical application is really great actually, as well for many aspects as is human touch. So, for example, I know parents use with young children, like apply on the soles of their feet as part of the evening routine, because it's a bonding exercise as well, and very gentle way of, you know, massaging an oil which smells lovely. And you can put socks on so that children obviously wouldn't touch the oils and wouldn't put them in their eyes. But just an experience, or in elderly people's home. That's another beautiful thing that doTERRA as a company do. They do these aroma touch massages, hand massages, where they would go into the care homes and just offer that beautiful human touch. And people would also get tangible health benefits from that as well. And then the final thing that I found out that I was researching into anti-inflammatory oils, and I came across frankincense oil being used in that way. And I was very kind of intrigued. I thought, well, how does that work then? It was talking about brain tumors, actually. And the way they described it, actually used as medicine, is used internally. And I never knew that actually you could use essential oils internally. This is one of these topics that some people will really say, no, you can't use essential oils internally. Now, my experience has been that, yeah, we have to be sensible how we use them. So we don't just drink essential oils from a bottle. That's not the way to use them internally. But adding 1 drop of, for example, lemon oil onto a teaspoon of honey, mix that into honey and take when you have sore throat is absolutely fantastic relief to sore throat. Or use, for example, a drop of peppermint oil, or it's in a blend called digestive blend, and mix that with, say, coconut oil and take it internally. It soothes the tummy, any tummy issues. Or then capsules. So I, for example, I use frankincense oil and copaiba oil, which is cannabinoid. So the combination is fantastic in a capsule in the evening. And because it works then in the system overnight for inflammation and any damages, repairing, and just supporting the body in the most natural way, because body does recognize what comes from nature, body does recognize what comes from the lab, body doesn't recognize. So that's kind of the message that, if anything, I would like to pass on to people. And, you know, there is much more I could talk about today, because I could talk about every single oil that I have in a house. It would take probably a few hours, you know, to fit everything. So I have some oils here, as I say, like they come in the bottles like that, and they are undiluted. Most of the oils are undiluted, so they're as pure as it literally comes. So we can dilute ourselves, and that's not difficult. The easiest way is putting a teaspoon of oil in the palm of your hand, and then just putting a drop of oil and mixing, and then just on your hands, and you use whatever you want. Or, as I said, you know, for inhalation purposes, say, you know, take Smart and Sassy. And, you know, you just inhale that. Close your eyes, or, for example, before relaxation sessions, it's close your eyes, deep inhalation, hold it in your lungs, and within 20 seconds, the molecules will be already circulating around the body. And body recognizes them because it's a lipid. It easily crosses through the cell membrane, even through the blood-brain barrier. And it just works wherever it needs to work. It's like adaptogenic. So there is no damage to be done unless it's used really not sensibly. I say, you know, if somebody drinks from the bottle, then yes, that's like drinking the whole bucket of water. It can be just as damaging. But the fact that it can be used on small children, when you're pregnant, you can use it. There are some contraindications, and people learn about that. That's the work I do, to give a bit more guidance for people when they buy oils through me. But there are no really restrictions. You know, ill people can use it to support themselves with any illness and any disease, even when they're going through conventional treatments. There are some, again, safe usage guidelines when people want to use them with narrow therapeutic index drugs, like from blood thinning drugs. But again, you know, this advice that we kind of can support people with that. They can be used in a house for cleaning, upgrading our cleaning products. I kind of use them now as a fabric softener with vinegar. I make up my own cleaning products, which I haven't used really any antibacterial sprays in the kitchen, even when cooking and wiping the work surfaces. There is a fabulous blend called On Guard Protective Blend, which has got oils that have been proven have got very strong antibacterial, antiviral properties, and they're just as effective. You know, we never had food poisoning, touch wood, and smells gorgeous. So you get, you know, the benefits of the oils whilst you're cleaning with them. sing and you can dance, and people love using lemon oil, lime oil for in the kitchen for air freshness. All air freshness in my home are either room sprays made with oils, or I use cold water diffusers. Now, that's an important thing as well, actually. I know people are used to what they call burning oils, what they put in a little dish and then a candle underneath. Well, we don't advise doing this with doTERRA essential oils, because when we apply heat, direct heat, you start changing the molecular structure of the oils and you lose those health benefits. They'll still smell nice, but you won't have exactly the same molecular structure that would give you the medicinal benefits. So that's an important thing to remember as well. What else? Well, that's an interesting fact I can tell. For example, there's an oil called wintergreen oil, which has a very strong blood thinning properties. And this is why that particular oil comes with a very special cap even on the bottle, so that it could not be opened by children or anyone, you know, of young age, because 1 teaspoon of that wintergreen oil is equivalent in strength to taking 180 tablets of aspirin. So that's the effect that could be had. Then you, for example, you take blueberries. Everybody knows blueberries are really powerful antioxidants.
Antioxidants, yeah.
Well, blueberries on an ORAC scale that measures antioxidant potency has got a reading of 4,600. Clove essential oil on the same scale, ORAC scale, has a reading of 1,078,000 in comparison to 4,600 for blueberries. So this is why I like these oils, because they are natural, they smell nice, they're easy to use. I really like, I just keep them on the bottom step of my of the stairs in a box, a wooden box. I just see that. Yes. So
oh, so sorry, I'm taking myself off mute, but yeah, I'm looking at that as well. But yeah, did you want to just wrap that up for us then, Jurga? It's been absolutely fascinating, and as you've said, there's so much to say, but don't worry, we will have a part 2 if you'll come back.
always happy to share more.
Okay, is there any final thoughts that you wanted to leave us with?
I would just say, be curious, do your own research, understand the difference between different grades of essential oils, just like there are grades with wine and olive oil. It's exactly the same principle. So know where they're coming from, know how they're produced, understand how they're tested, and what the company stands for, whether it's just for scent purposes or whether it's for genuine medicinal benefits, and then make up your choices, really, because people want different things. So thank you.
Wow, that was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I've learned so much. I mean, I've taken notes. I wanted to start off by saying I love the ethos of the company that you've partnered with. I think that's absolutely fantastic. I love the idea of having different blends, and like you said, you know, there's so many different places you can go with this. So, you know, maybe we could have a part 2 where we're really specifically talking about maybe what blend you would use for this and what blend you would use for that. I also love what you were talking about in terms of bonding with the children. Obviously, you know, I've got a little one, so that sounds really good. But also the older people, you know, older people are often forgotten in society, and particularly the year, nearly 2 years that we've all lived through. I love the fact that, you know, it could be rubbed into their hands and give them that soothing and that comfort. I absolutely love that. So thank you. And I loved the science. It wasn't too scientific, but it was enough to kind of make me think, Yeah, of course it's going to change depending on if you've heated it, for example. But brilliant. Do we have any questions from Susan or Julie at all based on what you've heard this evening?
No, just that it was really interesting. Thanks, Jurga.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
No, that was great. I don't use oils, but what I do is I've got some lavender plants in my garden, and I always like harvest the flowers, and I put them in little you know, muslin bags, and I put them in my pillow cases. And lavender oil, I think, helps you sleep, and I think it's also good as a kind of antiseptic, but I know it helps me sleep.
Yes, it's very much oil for relaxation, and on an emotional level is the oil of communication as well. This is why it's quite good for example, families with children, and that's a kind of routine, evening routine that I was telling about, where parents massage the oil because it relaxes the children, but also gives a chance for them to open and talk and air their worries and anything, you know, just kind of release everything before they go to bed, and then they settle for sleep, and that's much smoother and easier.
That's great. I mean, as I said at the beginning, Venter's sleeping patterns have changed. I mean, we're talking sometimes waking up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, everything. So yeah, I think that's something I need to talk to you about, and just having that bonding time, because obviously, yes, there's reading, there's bath time, there's brushing your teeth, but this is a different part of that settling time for the evening. So absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. Can everybody see the slide? Are the slides showing up? Okay, yeah, brilliant. The next slide that I have here was saying thank you again to Jurga, but also for any of you that are on LinkedIn, if you're wanting to connect with Jurga, I've left her LinkedIn profile. If you have a website, Jurga, and you wanted to just put it in the chat, please feel free to do that. And I'll also put it underneath the link for the interview, and also this particular recording as well. So absolutely fantastic. All right, so this is the break, and I am delighted. I did actually have apologies from a wonderful woman, Jeanette. She is a sponsor of the Elevate Your Being Health and Wellbeing Summit. She's not able to come today because she's been busy sharing her sample boxes, her ethical sample boxes, with the environmentally friendly and ethical community. But you know, I had a sample box myself. So the company that she represents, they basically supply different cleaning products, but these are environmentally friendly cleaning products. So what she's done, I mean, it's been so genius. Because of the lockdown, she wasn't able to get out and basically be doing the normal samples, what she would do. She came up with the idea of having trial boxes, and she does different packs. So you can have a bathroom pack, a laundry pack, kitchen packs. So similar to what you said, Jurga, about using the essential oils as part of your cleaning in the home. This is what's happening here with Jeanette's company, Any Greenwood Do. So please check out that website, and if you're interested in having one of these trial boxes, it's very low price, and you get a lovely range. And what I loved was the packaging. You know, it's everything is on brand. You know, came in a lovely cardboard box with lovely sort of environmentally friendly packaging. It was just brilliant. And also she used like little glass jars. Oh, it was brilliant. So please support her, have a look at her website. I'm just so grateful that she has chosen to be a sponsor for the event that I'll tell you about later. Now, do you want a break, or are we okay to just carry on?
Vanessa, my internet is breaking up. So I think I'm going to have to leave you now.
Okay, well, I can still hear you. You still coming through? Is it just a bit choppy?
It's choppy, yeah.
All right, no problem. Well, stay for as long as you can, if you can, and then if you fade, then we'll know you weren't just disappearing. It's because the.
I think I better go now because, but it's been really interesting. Thank you, Jurga, and send me that link to your Well, I'm not on Facebook, but
It was LinkedIn. Do
I'm
you
not on
have a
LinkedIn
website,
either.
Jurga? Is there a website? Did you put that?
I haven't got a website, but I can put my
Put a
contact
Yeah,
details.
put contact email address in, and Susan can pick that up there. But yeah, so just a quick slot here. Anybody who's in the health and wellness business, if you'd like to advertise as part of this cafe, then please drop me a line at my email address, and we can talk about how we can get you on the slot. All right, so this part of the evening is about, oh no, we've got an icebreaker. Oh, I wanted to hear your thoughts on this question. Come on, tell me, which emoji do you like to use the most?
You know what?
It depends who it's for, though, doesn't it?
Okay, so if a stranger contacts you, what do you use? I know you're in business, so we're talking like on a professional level.
I use a smile on the green heart most.
Smile and green heart.
Yeah, I use yellow hearts a lot because my community group's yellow. The branding's yellow, but I just like yellow.
Fantastic.
And the laughing one.
You like the laughing one?
Because I'm quite sarcastic in message. I mean, this is not businessy stuff, but you know, I can be quite sarcastic.
Brilliant. Now myself, I was using purple hearts because I love the colour purple. But now that I'm familiar with the chakras, I was like, no, I'm going to use green. So I use the green heart. I've also started using like the symbol of a star, sparkle, just because I'm very sort of like, well, you know, we are stardust. So if you ever see me put a little star next to anything, it's because I'm thinking of you more on a kind of like higher level. By using
Vanessa, I'm interested in the green with chakras. What is green then?
It represents the heart.
Oh, of course, yeah. You see, so yellow for me, it was self-confidence and the solar plexus.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, brilliant.
But I use the green because I love the plants and the heart chakra.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, so I want to talk to you about some transformations then and now. This is because the company that I partner with, Herbalife Nutrition, we do support different types of transformation. So I think traditionally Herbalife was kind of like seen as a weight loss company, but it isn't. It's Herbalife Nutrition. It's a nutritional company. Myself personally, yes, I did lose weight on the product, but there's also people that use the product because they're underweight, so they need to gain weight, or they're basically just looking for what you'd call more vitality in life. Okay, so just to share my story for those of you who don't know me, my journey with the company started when, well, just before I met Mark. He was what I'd call, like, he expressed his love for me by giving me a lot of food. And like, I was like, no, I want to slim down. But, you know, where I started is my older children, they were teenagers, but I wasn't eating properly. I was cooking a lot of takeaways. I was definitely skipping breakfast, which at the time I thought that it's okay to miss my breakfast. I had a low energy level, but I did a lot of exercise, and even after exercise I was still reaching for the wrong food. But you know, once I picked some very simple things like having a nutritious breakfast, drinking water, this is no word of a lie. I only used to drink water when I went to an exercise class, and I actually didn't realize that people drank water like throughout the day. I know it sounds really silly, but I thought you drank water when you exercised. So by just fixing a few things, I did drop 2 dress sizes. But you know, as life went on and I became healthier, and also you've heard me mention kickboxing already in the call, I believe that that was part of my success in terms of conceiving as an older woman. Mark and I were together, but you know, we weren't conceiving a child, and I just focused on getting on track with my health and well-being. Anyway, we found out we were having a baby. I was like, oh, okay, then. Let's go with this flow. So, you know, that photograph was taken, I don't know, I think it's probably about 3 months after having Centre. So, you know, I've gone back on track in terms of being active, sticking to my nutrition, taking the exercise is what I've talked about. It's also about the mindset development as well. So I'm absolutely loving the journey. And, you know, I'm mid-40s now. And this is so ironic, particularly speaking with Jurga and Julie as business women. I was on a networking call, was it last night? Oh gosh, the time meshes into one, doesn't it? No, Tuesday. And I was listening to a martial artist. I don't know how old he was, but I'm going to put him in his 60s. He was telling me that he was the 7th Dan in martial arts. And then I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I need to get back to kickboxing. And he was like, you know, there's nothing stopping you, because I was like, oh, I'm the oldest one in the class and this and that. He was like, no, just go for it. So, you know, what I love about my journey is nutrition gives me the energy to make me feel like, yes, I can be in the kickboxing class with 20-year-olds and doing all this. I'm not going to do a 5K run, Susan, but I'm very active. Okay, so what I've been doing in these cafes is actually just doing a little bit of what I would call a nutrition focus. You will see all of those in green are the areas that we've already covered. So we're going to go back to looking at protein, okay, because it's really important for those of you who maybe don't have that. I know, Jurga, you're going to know this and you're going to advise on this as well, but some really, like what I said, I was basically doing my exercise and reaching for the wrong food after exercise. I just didn't have that knowledge. So just some quick tips about protein. Obviously, we do need protein for energy. Okay, so we do need a little bit of fat as well, healthy fats and carbohydrates, but protein is important. There are 20 different types of amino acids in total. And, you know, getting technical, the sequence of the amino acids is going to determine the protein structure and function. So again, it's a little bit like what Jurga said about the essential oils. You're going to get different quality. Yeah, some types of protein is going to be really high quality, and others actually, you know, you could probably get some better quality protein. I know people like to eat meat. I'm not judging anybody. Personally, I don't eat meat. I have to then select my protein from different sources as a vegetarian. Oh, and that's another thing. When I was a vegetarian, when I was younger, when people used to say, where do you get your protein from? I was like, I really didn't even know what it was. So again, it kind of makes sense why I used to feel a little bit on the tired side as a young vegetarian, really not understanding the importance of protein. So foods that provide all of the essential amino acids are called complete protein sources, and these can include animal, so meat, dairy, eggs and fish, as well as plant-based sources. So you've got soy, quinoa and buckwheat. My favorite, I mean, I eat a lot of like lentils, legumes. So I think there's some almonds there. So I do actually have nuts in my diet as well. Try not to have too many, but you know. Okay, but what I want to show you, here it is. I absolutely love this. And you know what? I'm going to have a cup of it after here. This, what I've just pulled up, it's a savoury meal. Okay. There is a video to share. It's only 1 minute long. I feel that sometimes when you're trying to be an advert, you're probably not doing the product justice. So I just want to share this quick video with you of our product that came out. Can you hear that? No? Okay. Just watch the screen. I don't know if that's coming through. Is that coming through? It's only music. Okay, sorry about the sound quality if it was a bit low. My actual speaker actually went on me, but you only missed music. The reason why I wanted to showcase the savoury meal this evening was because of the fact that it is like literally having hot mushroom soup. Okay. And for myself, I work in an office, so the coaching that I do and being a partner with Herbalife is what I do part-time. So most of my day is sat down. We spoke about this on the call that we had last week, Jurga, about me being in the office and being conscious that, you know, when I need to move. But also, if you do an office type job and maybe you haven't been that organized that day with your packed lunch, what I found is, you know, the choices at the canteen, or if you're going to the supermarket to buy a meal deal, if you actually look at the amount of calories that you're going to pick up, even in a sandwich, it can be very high. Now, if we're talking about protein in particular, the quality of, like I said, the meat, particularly, you don't really know sometimes with these processed food, like the sandwiches that are made up in different places, the quality of the dairy that they're using. For example, in the chicken, is it the factory batch chickens or whatever, or is it the organic chicken? Yeah. So what I'm saying is, when we're talking about protein in particular, everybody's body is going to need a different amount of protein, and the amount of protein that your body needs is going to vary from someone else, and it really depends on the type of activity you do. So we have to look at your overall intake and also your physical activity. If you are an active person, you do need to ensure that you're having protein to actually do those repair functions that protein does for the body. Okay. So if you're highly active and you're wishing to build muscle, for example, then you will want to be eating more protein-rich food. Now, if you're building muscle, then it will help you to actually control your weight, because the more muscle you have, the more calories you're going to burn. So it actually has a benefit. You know, when I first heard about like going to the gym and taking in protein, I was like, oh, well, I don't want to be a muscle woman. I don't want to be like really muscly. And I was really, really conscious and quite, you know, put off by that, until it was explained to me, well, you know, if you're trying to lose weight, you do need to make sure you're consuming the right amount of protein for your body. Now, that depends on your height and your current body weight, as well as what I've just said, how active you actually are. So what I offer is a chance for you to actually not only understand your body composition in terms of your lean muscle mass right now, but also giving you an opportunity to look at exactly how much protein does your body need. Okay. So this particular product, which is the savory meal, it is actually high in protein. So you're getting 19 grams of protein per serving, which is going to boost your energy levels throughout the day. So if you have a good breakfast in the morning, you shouldn't be having an energy dip in the afternoon. But if you are,
not only, I mean, I've only kind of spoken to you about this as being a hot soup. We actually cook with this product. So this then replaces, you know, when you're doing your white sauce for your lasagnas and your things like that. Yeah, we use this product to produce some beautiful meals, which means that we're actually getting more protein in our meals and keeping the calories down on those particular dinners. So I actually love it. Oh, play that again. Didn't want to do that. All right, so I briefly spoke about the body composition. If this is something that you're interested in, then please contact me. There's an online wellness evaluation, and what I offer is a free body composition review. And like with the other service, you get an action plan, so you can actually put things into your life immediately. And I'll put the chat in, the link in the chat. Okay, so we do have a raffle. I mean, I don't know if anybody entered it because I've not looked. Have you entered it, Susan or Julie?
I did. I didn't
Oh,
know.
you did? Oh,
I did. I
brilliant.
filled in the form and it didn't ask for any money. I thought it would ask me for some
No,
money.
there's no money. No, it's our gift to you for being here.
Oh.
Susan, did you enter the raffle today? Oh, you did? Okay. They keep me on my toes. They keep me on my toes. Okay, so what I quickly have to do then is put two names. So I've got one here. And do I have something handy? I do. Okay, so we've got Julie. While we're waiting, Susan, just share the raffle, the raffle prizes that you've won for being on the live call.
I've won 2 already.
What did you win? I can't remember now.
Gentle Harmonies with Victoria,
Mm.
and another one with somebody else, but she never came back to me or never did it.
Oh, really? Oh, you'll have to remind me who that was, because I have had some of the contributors saying who's won the raffle, and then I tell them, but then I don't hear anything.
Oh, right.
This is an empty tub, so I can use this tub. Might have a little bit of a mushroom scent on it, mushroom and herbs. All right, so put your names in. Julie, you're the winner. Can you see?
How exciting!
Yay.
Hey.
Yeah,
You love it, Julie, you
Yeah,
love
would you like
it.
to
Well,
tell
Susan,
her
you would love it as well. But
Would you like to tell her which one it is? Well, I've just put
Yes.
orange. I think I put that down wrong. Sorry.
it's a wild orange. So
Wild
it's,
orange.
where is the camera? Here.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's wild orange oil, and it's it can be used in all 3 ways. So for obviously aromatherapy, it's very uplifting mood, for stabilizing the mood, uplifting mood, good vibes. It's oil that's called sunshine in a bottle, or liquid antidepressant in a bottle. And as yet, I haven't met anyone, and I've been to many events and done many talks and like body, mind, spirit events, that when people smell it, everyone smiles, because it reminds them, many people, of being on holidays, drinking fresh orange juice, and just sunshine, really. So I use it to flavor porridge, yogurt, chocolates, like melt chocolate or hot chocolate, and then it's oil of abundance on emotional level.
Well, I've never heard that it was for that. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that there would be an orange oil. I don't know. Oh,
It's
great.
a wild orange as well, so it's
Yeah.
it's not kind of, the oranges are grown in very specific way.
Oh, intriguing. I think that's for part 2. Thank you so much for your contribution, Jurga. That's absolutely amazing. So, Julie, if you feel comfortable, you could maybe just text Jurga your details in the private bit of Zoom now, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And then she's got the information and she'll arrange to get that out to you.
You can just, Julie, you can just reach by Facebook.
Or
something.
messenger, yeah.
Yeah, because you're connected anyway, aren't
Yeah.
you? Brilliant. All
Thank
right.
you.
So talking about trial packs, this is the trial pack that we have for our company, because you heard me mention that my breakfast just wasn't right. Okay. So what we do is we start people off on a trial pack of our flagship nutrition. And in here, you get 6 sachets. This is a cookie crunch sachet. You also get vanilla cream. So you get 3 of each. And this should be, where is it? Ah, here it is. So this is the instant herbal beverage tea extract. So this is green tea. But again, when you look at the actual, it has orange pekoe tea extract, green tea extract. It does have natural caffeine powder in it, natural lemon flavoring, malva extract, and hibiscus. So I absolutely love this in the morning. It really picks me up. It lifts me. So as I said, for me, getting my breakfast right has been a fundamental part of my success in terms of my energy. So that comes with nutrition education and also that health MOT I spoke about before. All right, so just to wrap things up, I am so excited. Look at all these beautiful faces. You know, these women have been on the call with me, apart from one of them, and I'll give you a bit of background with that woman. But, you know, I think, Susan, you've probably listened to most of these talks. Thank you so much for supporting the event. So, you know, what I did is, starting from last year, November, the women have come back, and together we have co-created Elevate Your Being. So this is a virtual event. It's pre-recorded. It officially launches on the 11th of November. There is a pre-launch discount available at the moment, which does end tomorrow, to be fair. Oh, I've put 11th of October, that's wrong. You know what? There's always a mistake in a slide, and you know when you know you've made a mistake and you can't spot it until you're actually saying the announcement. It actually ends tomorrow, October the 29th. Will it be tomorrow? Friday the 29th. But basically, what happens is, this is health talks that you get access to in a private members area. Now you get lifetime access. So this is over 11 hours of content, plus worksheets, plus this woman here. I don't know if you can see my cursor, where I'm moving my cursor. This is Lorraine. She is a theta healer practitioner. And what Lorraine's done is she's done a bonus webinar workshop, absolutely amazing. You know, I use, well, I work with Lorraine for theta healing. It's absolutely transformed my life, my thinking, and everything like that. And yeah, we're basically saying, you know, the information, it's not just in a sense of, oh, I've listened to that. No, we want you to absorb yourself in it. We want you to go back and listen again and again and again. You will have lifetime access to these recordings. And if you actually apply the information as what Jurga shared with us tonight, if you make these small changes, you know, I'm so excited about, you know, using an essential oil in my life, which is something that Jurga and I spoke about last week. Yeah, making small changes in different areas of your life will supercharge your transformation. So please check it out. As I've been saying on the promo videos, it's a low cost price for high value. In fact, it's far too cheap. Yeah, I just want the information to get out there. So we'd love you to be on the inside and checking that out. All right, so the next event is Thursday the 25th of November. It's on Zoom. it's the first year celebration for the online version of the Health and Wellbeing Cafe. But the difference is the ones who've got the ticket for Elevate Your Being who will be on the call. So I'm doing a very special edition. There's going to be music. Obviously, I can't give you any samples because you're all in your own home, but we would have been eating together with little samples and whatever. But, just go with that flow. But yeah, we're going to have music, and what I'm doing is I'm bringing all of the speakers back. So Jurga, you're welcome to join us as well. And I've set certain questions. I'm not going to give the game away too much, but it's going to be a good one. I'm really looking forward to that, particularly with the musical intercession as well. It will be lovely. Make sure you have your ticket, okay, for Elevate Your Being. Would love to have you on that next call and part of the celebration. So get on the list if you are not already on my email list to find out about other events that I do, or just, I don't know, I do my little musings, my little ramblings. I tell you what I've been doing. If you're interested, I get some good feedback. So yeah, please get on the list, stay in contact with me, and that's all we've got for tonight. So if you have listened to the replay, thank you for checking out this video. If anything that we've said or all of what we have said has added value to you in any way, please give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'd really love to stay connected with you. And if you press the bell icon, you'll get a notification the next time I release another video. So thank you very much to our guest speaker, Jurga Proudlove, who's given us so much information, not just tonight, but please check out the video because there was just so many nuggets of wisdom that you shared with us there. And obviously you've been with us tonight, giving us even more wisdom. So thank you so much for your time. And also for Susan and Julie, thank you so much for being on the live version of the call. It's really nice to have live participants because it gives the energy, we're working in that virtual environment. So it's really nice to have your participation on the call. So thank you very much. And I'm going to stop the recording.